Felix.
Hi, Fernanda.
Thank you so much for spending the morning with me and with us. It was really appreciated, and for telling us a bit more about what we didn't really know much about was the Apprentice School. Actually, one of my colleagues, Ben, asked you a question outside of this about do they all live on the premises, and typically for how long? And a question I asked as well was, how many do you currently have in the training program? So if we want to just finish that off, and then we can go on to a bit more about you.
So in Sharton, I think we've got about 13 here at the moment, but within the whole program, up to China, I think there's around 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's a big pool.
There's a big pool, and they're including mainland work riders as well, and going to be recruiting more from the mainland in the future. So yes, there's a big stream coming in. Yeah.
And in terms of accommodation, are you limited where that's concerned, especially with so many now coming in, with more of them coming in, as well as Chung Fa? Do they have a place to stay there as well as here?
Yes,
They do.
there's a lot of accommodation at Chung Fa, and then they come down here in smaller numbers, but we're able to accommodate them well by the time they get here.
That's great. That's really, really good. Now I want to switch it up. I want to talk about you and how you got into horse racing, obviously as a young lad. We did touch a little bit about your dad being in the industry as well. So if you want to just tell me a little bit, kind of start from there, as to how you got into it, and a little bit about your family and how you got into Hong Kong.
Right. So my family is involved in horse racing. My grandfather was a racehorse trainer. My dad and his 4 brothers were all racehorse trainers in South Africa. Some of my cousins were racehorse trainers, and I fortunately was small enough to be a jockey.
It's actually a good thing for you, because you wouldn't have to compete with all those trainers in your family.
No, exactly. No. Yeah, and had a very, very fortunate career. So, yeah.
And you met Janine, your wife, of
yes.
How many years you guys were married?
Oh boy, long time.
Long time. You're not going to put that out there. That's fine, I respect that. But you guys met in South Africa?
Yes, we did. She's not from a racing background or anything. Yeah, so
That's fantastic.
Yes, it's been good.
And you have 2 children?
Yes.
And your son
Daniel
is?
and Catherine. And Daniel is here at the moment. He's 24, and he was born in Hong Kong. Went back to South Africa, and all he's wanted to do was come back to Hong Kong again. So he feels right here.
Feels like home for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And does he work in the industry as well? Or?
No, he doesn't. No, he's in IT.
Doing his own thing. That's great. Yeah. And your daughter is back home with Janine?
She's back home, yes, and she's teaching there. She's teaching singing, but she's involved in a lot of stuff, with editing videos and all sorts of things. She's a bit like me. She just enjoys working. She feels guilty when she's sitting still.
Really?
So
like
she's very active.
That's great. Now let's talk about a little bit. Let's touch on your career in South Africa and some of your successes there, and how you transitioned from South Africa to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Or did you go anywhere during that tenure in South Africa?
So I started off my apprenticeship in I think '75. My dad was a trainer, so obviously I was apprenticed to him. And then he died in the last year of my apprenticeship. So they transferred me, the jockey club then transferred me to Cape Town. And it started off a bit tough, I didn't do very well, but I was working pretty hard. And one day a stipendiary steward came to me, a man called Jock Sproul, and he was from Durban, where I was from originally, and he came down to Cape Town, and he sat me down and he had to talk to me. And at that stage I wasn't doing well. I was thinking maybe assistant trainer or something like that, it's not really working out for me as a jockey. And he showed me a bit of confidence, that he had the confidence in me, and also, that put it to me that if I really worked hard, that he thought I had it to make it. And he said to me, I don't think you can be champion jockey. I'm not saying you'll be champion jockey, but I know that you can do a lot better.
So he believed in you.
He did.
Right. And do you think that was a turning point for you, the fact that someone...
100%.
Really?
That happened on a Saturday, and from the Monday after that, I was the first at work and the last to leave.
Incredible.
And everything just came at the same time. The success just happened at that same time, and just took off.
So I'm going back to your first response when you said it was really hard for you, obviously after Dad passed.
Yeah.
Then you were sent to this other location,
Yeah.
and it was new for you and new people, and you lost your dad. Was that the hard part, not being with him, or was it just getting to be acclimatized in this new environment?
No, because he was a very, very hard person.
Ah.
So that was a bit of, like, you could call it freedom for me.
Okay.
From that intensity, but the opportunities and the success didn't really come. And so I was struggling with that, and being young and that sort of thing, I don't think I handled it very well.
Mm.
But then when Mr. Sproul came and spoke to me, that changed everything for me. And as I say, my mindset changed from that very day. And from that Monday, I put my back into it, and fortunately the success came at the same time. And it happened so fast that the next thing, Terence Millard contacted me. He asked a friend of mine to speak to me, and Terence Millard at the time was like a leading trainer, and I was kind of struggling along. And this girl, Nolene Robertson, phoned me up one day and said, Mr. Millard says that he wants to speak to you. He wants to offer you a job.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Yes, how are you doing? So I didn't believe it.
No.
So the next week she phoned me up again. She said, Felix, I'm not joking. Mr. Millard wants to speak to you. So I gingerly went round to his house, and he was serious about it.
That's incredible.
And I mean, it was just such an opportunity, and everything just exploded from there. Yeah, I won 3 championships, and we won virtually everything in South Africa, all around South Africa.
Fantastic.
Smashed it, and I rode for him for 13 years. Great memories, wonderful person, such an opportunity. And blessing to ride for a man like that. And the horses I was riding too, gee whiz.
Top class.
Everybody was envious of the horses I was riding, Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? You decided you wanted a change of scene, you wanted to try another country. Why did you choose Hong Kong?
When Mr. Millard retired, then Tony took over. And I was riding for him for a few years. And the next thing, in those days we still had fax machines.
I remember those well. Okay.
And a fax came through from Robin Park. Do you remember
Robin Park? Yes, very well.
Robin Park speaking on behalf of Mr. Can.
Brian Can?
Yeah. Offering me a job.
It really dates us, you know that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Sorry, the younger generation, but, suck it up. Yeah.
So I thought, well, gee whiz, I must at least go and have a look. Because Barty Leisha had been riding for Mr. Can previously. And I thought, well, here's an opportunity, So I flew over, and I met him and went through his stable, and I went to a race meeting, and I saw the stake money, and I thought, no, come on, this is too good to be true. So, and then when they told me what the tax rate is, then it was
we're leaving now. Yeah.
So the funny part, Fenella, is that I came because of the money. What a mistake, eh? What a mistake, and I paid for it. Didn't go well at first.
Yeah.
Really didn't go well. So what a life lesson.
Interesting. So interesting, right?
Really, really struggled, and took a long time to come right. Long time, and just resilience. Yeah, I just had to, I don't know, that was something in me coming through that just kept on plugging away.
And you never thought of quitting? Or did you?
No, by that stage, I'd had the taste of being champion and that sort of thing, so you're not going to, once you've had those kind of highs, you can't just give it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, no, something must happen, something must happen. And as I say, I kept on pitching up.
And then you ended up with
Yeah,
Tony.
with Tony.
How did that happen? Did he offer you a...
So Tony had Douglas ride for him, and he'd had Eric St. Martin ride
I
for him.
remember Eric, yeah.
And then Eric was finishing off with him, and I'd just been riding for David Hill, and David didn't have enough horses in his stable to retain me for the next season. I'd been mostly retained the whole time.
So you weren't really freelance in Hong Kong?
Not really until the very end. And he didn't have enough horses, so I was without a stable for the next season. I was thinking, all right, maybe I'll have to go back or try and be freelance, apply for freelance. And I had a fall and I was in hospital. And Tony came with one of his owners to come and visit me. And yeah, I mean...
Odd?
Odd, yes,
very odd.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
You know,
I
so
hadn't
random.
I hadn't ridden for Tony or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he said, I believe you got no stable for next season. So I said, no, I haven't. So he said, well, I think you come and ride for me. And was like, well, yes, exactly.
Like, are you okay today? Like,
yeah,
all right?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was the same thing as like when I got the offer from Mr. Millard too. Like,
And both of them were life changing, really.
exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I got out of hospital and I did my rehab and all that stuff.
Your
and
favorite thing to do?
Yeah, had a few of them. And then the next season, put it all together, and everything improved and came right. And Tony helped me enormously. You know, he showed me a lot. I did things his way, what he wanted. You know,
That's the only way with Tony.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to be straight about it. That's his way or the highway.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean,
Yes,
you guys formed quite the partnership for many, many years.
Well, it was 6 years, and that's a good innings in Hong Kong.
Especially for a retained jockey.
Yeah.
It's a really good innings.
Yeah, you don't get retained
No.
jockeys anymore.
No, you can't, I don't think, can you?
that time
Oh, no,
has
you
passed.
can, but it's past. Yeah, they don't do that anymore much.
Yeah.